I am merely a guest here tonight, you know?
We're plenty good on fuel.
I don't run every week.
10
Oh,
I told him to qualify like 6 times.
did you guys see that car bouncing up there?
I heard it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Some of us would have just wished you would have qualified that way. You've just been ahead of us already.
Where's Crispy?
I'm right here. What do you need?
I usually somehow manage to run in races. I'm gonna try not to.
You have the opportunity because you are behind me, so you know.
Who's 77?
Probably 77.
Where do you see a 77?
Right next to me in the paint. Nick?
I
think it's a triple
Somebody's got a
digit
custom
number.
number? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tom, you got that box checked because I see the 102 on him.
Oh, okay.
So do I.
I'm just now getting a real good look at Tom's paint and those taillights, buddy. That's what really make it, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
What are those off of, do you know? A Miata.
Here we go. Oh boy.
Yeah, he's special.
1.
Alright guys, 40-mile-an-hour pace speed, second gear. Leaders go on green, everyone else goes when the car in front of them goes. We got 2 laps to green here. Remember, it can be a little bit slickery on the start here.
Oh.
I'd like to say hello to all the friends, family, all of our great supporters, and all the great fans here today. We appreciate you watching and enjoy the race. Slide back in your seat, buddy. Pull back on your steering wheel one more time. Get familiar with the surroundings there. We're ready to go. Pace car's off, be ready. Green flag, green flag. Inside,
3,
inside.
4,
Still there, your door clear.
Lap time 24.224. P20. Laps of fuel 163. On lap 2 of 175. Lap time 15.937. P20. Laps of fuel 179. On lap 3 of 175.
That was your fastest lap of the
Lap
session.
time 15.803. P20. Laps of fuel 181. On lap 4 of 175.
You're clear.
That was scary.
That was your fastest lap.
Lap time 15.588. P20. Laps of fuel 181. On lap 5 of 175.
Car on the front stretch.
The car in P3 just hit the fastest lap.
Lap time 15.971. P20.
Has taken the
Laps
lead.
of fuel 185. On lap 6 of 175.
15.406. That was your fastest lap of the session.
Lap time 15.579.
Thank you.
P19. Laps of fuel 180. On lap 7 of 175. Lap time 15.515. P19. Laps of fuel
Good thing Eddie wasn't
179. On lap 8 of 175.
Clear.
Check out this guy, Dwayne.
Clear.
Yeah.
Lap time
Not every day you see that.
15.584.
Where do you want lap cars to go?
P17.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the pace here.
Laps of fuel
I'm pretty sure we can't
179.
catch them anyway.
On lap 9 of 175.
Oh, we're gonna burn our shit up. Try it.
Lap time 15.525. P17. Laps of fuel 178. On lap 10 of 175.
Looks like a wreck.
Lap time 15.485. P17. Laps of fuel 177. On lap 11 of 175. Lap time 15.908. P17. Laps of fuel 175. On lap 12 of 175.
Deleted 15.563.
Lap time 15.623. P17.
Might be right,
Laps
Dwayne.
of
You
fuel
just left.
174. On lap 13 of 175.
He's just a guest.
Lap time 15.648. P17. Laps of fuel 173. On lap 14 of 175. Lap time 15.568. P17. Laps of fuel 171. On lap 15 of 175. Lap time 15.625. P17. Laps of fuel 170. On lap 16 of 175. Lap time 15.701. P17. Laps of fuel 170. On lap 17 of 175. Lap time 15.972. P17. Laps of fuel 169. On lap 18 of 175.
15.63.
Lap time 15.792. P17. Laps of fuel 168. On lap 19 of 175. Lap time 15.836. P17. Laps of fuel 167. On lap 20 of 175.
Inside. Clear inside.
Lap time 15.735. P16. Laps of fuel 166. On lap 21 of 175. Lap time 15.821. P16. Laps of fuel 164. On lap 22 of 175. Lap time 15.777. P16. Laps of fuel 163.
Thank you.
On lap 23 of 175. Lap time 15.789. P16. Laps of fuel 162. On lap 24 of 175.
5-7.
Lap time 15.822. P16. Laps of fuel 161. On lap 25 of 175. Lap time 15.923. P16. Laps of fuel 160. On lap 26 of 175. Lap time 15.909. P16. Laps of fuel 158. On lap 27 of 175. Lap time 15.907. P16. Laps of fuel 157. On lap 28 of 175. Lap time 15.956. P16. Laps of fuel 156. On lap 29 of 175. Lap time 15.916. P16. Laps of fuel 155. On lap 30 of 175. Lap time 16.036. P16. Laps of fuel 154. On lap 31 of 175. Lap time 16.206. P16. Laps of fuel 153.
I thought about it.
On lap 32 of 175. Lap time 16.319. P16. Laps of fuel 152. On lap 33 of 175. Lap time 16.253. P16. Laps of fuel 152. On lap 34 of 175. Lap time 16.556. P16.
Still there.
Laps of fuel 152. On lap 35 of 175. Lap time 16.387. P15. Laps of fuel 151.
Brian, I'm going to try and go a little low here in the next
on
corner
lap
for you.
36 of 175. Lap time 16.241.
You two out.
P15. Laps of fuel 149. On lap 37 of 175.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Lap time 16.165. P15. Laps of fuel 148. On lap 38 of 175.
Stand low, Nate.
Lap time 16.134. P15. Laps of fuel 147.
Thank you.
On lap 39 of 175. Lap time 16.172. P15. Laps of fuel 146. On lap 40 of 175. Lap time 16.249. P15.
Try and get out of your way,
Laps
Mark.
of fuel 145. On lap 41 of 175.
Inside.
Lap time 16.524. P15.
Still on the inside.
Laps of fuel 144. On lap 42 of 175.
Inside.
Lap time 16.399.
Still inside.
P14. Laps of fuel 143. On lap 43 of 175. Lap time 16.321. P13. Laps of fuel 142.
Goodbye.
On lap 44 of 175. Lap time 16.331. P13. Laps of fuel 141. On lap
Thanks, motherfucker.
45 of 175.
Rude.
Lap time 16.413.
That's his
P13.
thing.
Tom, I'll stay low.
Laps of fuel 140. On lap 46 of 175.
Thank you.
Lap time 16.385. P13. Laps of fuel 139. On lap 47 of 175. Lap time 16.343. P13. Laps of fuel 138. On lap 48 of 175.
Already?
Lap time 16.457. P13. Laps of fuel 137. On lap 49 of 175.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
I did a
Lap
big
time
360 earlier. So.
16.370. P12. Laps of fuel 136. On lap 50 of 175.
99 pit note.
Lap time 16.498. P12. Laps of fuel 135. On lap 51 of 175.
Still inside. Clear low.
Lap time 16.404. P12.
Still there.
Laps of fuel 134. On lap 52 of 175.
Inside.
Lap time 16.393.
Inside.
P12.
Clear.
Laps of fuel 133.
Inside.
On lap 53 of 175.
Clear.
Lap time 16.358. P12. Laps of fuel 132. On lap 54 of 175.
Clear.
Hey Lee, I'll let you go here.
Lap time
Thank you.
16.390.
Inside.
P12. Laps of fuel 131. On lap 55 of 175.
Still there at your door. The leader is
Well, that didn't work.
Lap
Tom.
time 16.538. P12. Laps of fuel 130. On lap 56 of 175.
All clear.
Lap time 16.494. P12. Laps of fuel 129.
Inside.
On lap 57 of
Still
175.
there, quarter. Still there. Inside.
Lap time 16.456. P12.
Still there.
Laps of fuel 128. On lap 58 of 175. Lap time 16.520. P12.
Still inside.
Laps of fuel 126.
Clear, clear, clear.
On lap 59 of 175.
Still there at the bottom. Still inside.
Lap time 16.573.
Inside.
P12. Laps of fuel 126. On lap 60 of 175.
Inside clear.
Going higher load, Dwayne.
Lap time 16.634.
It doesn't matter, but you do
P11.
the opposite every lap.
Laps of fuel 125. On lap 61 of 175.
Thanks for being
Lap
patient
time
through that.
16.575.
Outside.
Like it.
P11. Laps of fuel
I was like,
123.
I don't know where to go.
On lap
I don't know.
62
The guy
of
chasing me with being
175.
makes it a lot easier.
Still there outside.
Man, I'm sorry, I didn't expect that.
Lap time 16.700.
We gotta slow down for the pace car.
P11.
John, that was some good
Laps of
racing,
fuel
John Hastings.
122. On lap 63 of
That in the middle of
175.
all that, lightning hit so close to the house, it freaking shook the rig.
3,
Alright, Brian or Lindsay's telling
Lap
me I
time
should tell you guys I was trying to give a
19.677.
position back to Bates, and he said,
P11.
no!
Laps of fuel 123.
Yep.
On lap
I agree with
64
that.
of 175.
I may have ogled him slightly.
I'm glad you knew that was the pit entrance way.
Brian, I'm low if you need to go
You're
around.
welcome.
373.
Couldn't figure out what turn we were in.
200.
Past the opening.
100.
Yeah, well, I just
1.
leaned forward and looked at the flagpole.
0.
28 serving SPP.
Go man, go, go man, go.
Mark, I'm coming.
Good job,
Hmm.
pit crew.
Lap time 51.687. P15. Laps of fuel 122.
You're gonna have to come around to
On lap
28,
65
buddy.
of
You're killing me here.
175.
Tail end of the field. They could be lining up behind the 7. I think we should be behind the 100.
It said pit lane open when I pitted.
No, it's still closed.
A bunch of guys missed the cone.
Yeah, I didn't miss the
John,
cover.
you got past me too.
Behind the 93.
Yeah, I got to drop to the end of the line here, so. Yeah, so do I.
You'd be lining up behind
I have
the
no
100,
idea why.
14.
Oh, got that.
Behind the 88.
That stinks.
Lap
John,
time
you gotta go by me.
I gotta
55.493.
let all these guys by you.
P17. Laps of fuel 123. On lap 66 of 175.
Where the hell is my pit
Alright,
box?
so we're gonna have to come around the 90.
I'm literally the only one on the back.
I gotta let the 76 by. Good. I'm pretty sure we all lost a lap because of that.
It did say open. Now I've got a closed pit now too.
You should be starting on the inside.
Optional repairs, 1 hour and 22 minutes.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Damn. Didn't even get hit that hard.
Lap time 48.367.
You
Alright,
gonna,
guys,
you gonna
go and
get
green
it?
this. Go and
Laps
green
of
this
fuel
lap.
123.
40 mile an hour pace speed.
On lap 67 of
Whoever starts second gear, go in the car in front of
175.
you goes.
Alright, big girl.
Well, I got a black flag, dang
Go in the right direction. 10-4.
Where's the 22 at? It's telling me to let the 22 by.
Pace car's off, big man.
Line 114.
Green flag. The leader just did a 47.
You sure waited a long time to do
3,
that.
2. Outside.
Yes, he did.
4,
Still out there.
Lap time 38.062.
Clear.
P16.
You did not wait
Laps
to
of
the start
fuel
finish line.
122. On lap 68
Come on,
of
back up here.
175.
Okay, go.
Outside. Working the outside.
Lap time
Still there.
17.271. P17.
You're clear.
Laps of fuel 121.
pitting, 28's
On lap 69 of 175. Lap time 16.159. P18. Laps of fuel 120. On lap 70 of 175. Lap time 15.619. P17. Laps of fuel 119. On lap 71 of 175. Lap time 15.820. P17. Laps of fuel 118. On lap 72 of 175.
The leader just did a 15.401.
Lap time 15.672.
Clear low.
P17. Laps of fuel 117. On lap 73 of 175. Lap time 15.567. P16. Laps of fuel 116. On lap 74 of 175.
That was your fastest lap of the session.
Lap time 15.461. P16. Laps of fuel 115. On lap 75 of 175. Lap time 15.531. P16. Laps of fuel 114. On lap 76 of 175.
Slow on the bottom. You're pulling away from the car.
Lap time 15.613. P16. Laps of fuel 113.
You're gonna be lining up
On lap 77 of 175.
This guy's middle of the back.
2,
Lap time
You're gonna have
18.126.
to come around at 12. You're
P16.
gonna be lining up behind the
Laps of fuel 113. On lap 78 of 175.
Up into 3.
$114. Got the lucky dog. Gonna have a lap down car coming.
Lap time 34.093. P16. Laps of fuel 112. On lap
Lee, you take it
79
away,
of
Ron. Gavin, you guys take it away,
175.
I'm not. I'm pitting.
Me too. Okay.
It was closed, Dwayne.
Let's keep it closed up. I don't need another black flag.
Yeah, pit road closed as I was exiting.
Oh, no way. It opened for me.
Yeah, that is.
It was the 2 tires.
Yup.
Lap time 41.793. P16. Laps of fuel 112. On lap 80 of 175.
What's that say on the back of your car, Ogle? White Claw made me do it.
White Claw. Seltzer. Made pure.
Look in the bottom left. What does the bottom
Yeah.
left say?
I don't know. It's awfully small. Looks like a bird.
It is a bird.
Pigeon.
With a flock.
Easy.
It's a flock decal.
Duckle.
That's a
That-
duck.
Is that bird a
Lap
long
time
tail?
47.277. P16.
Did you
Laps
say
of fuel
Canadian pigeon?
112. On lap 81 of
Like
175.
Canadian bacon.
You're gonna get a Canadian ass whooping in a minute.
Whoa!
In Iowa, we call them the Northern Danger Chickens.
What, to give you, Josh, an EOL for that?
Into the longest line.
Yikes.
At least it wasn't a stop and hold.
No, where'd Rex
Oh,
go?
1 to go.
Oh, there he
Gonna
is.
be on the inside, I believe.
Alright, guys, going green this time by 40
Lap
mile an
time
hour pace speed. Remember, start second gear.
47.147.
3,
P16. Laps of fuel 112.
4,
On lap 82 of 175. Lap time 22.161. P16. Laps of fuel 111.
2,
On lap 83 of 175.
Green, green, green.
three, 4,
Lap time 24.689. P16. Laps of fuel 110. On lap 84 of 175. Lap time 16.803. P16. Laps of fuel 109. On lap 85 of 175.
Still there.
Lap time 15.877. P16. Laps of fuel 108.
Stay with him.
On lap 86 of 175.
Still inside.
Lap time 15.900. P17.
Clear.
Laps of fuel 107. On lap 87 of 175. Lap time 15.809. P17.
In front of you, he's on the
Laps
bottom,
of
he's on
fuel
the bottom.
106. On lap 88 of 175.
I just see that is fucking twice. You probably should. Anybody want me to park it? I'll
Lap time
park it. Give me a reason.
15.884.
No, you stay out here. I want you in this
P16.
video all night.
Laps of fuel 105.
I'm just
On
sorry
lap
there's no
89
grass.
of 175.
Tom's right side door number about gave me a heart attack.
Lap time 15.707. P16. Laps of fuel 104.
Outside.
On lap 90 of 175.
Clear outside.
Come on around the top
Lap
side there,
time
Tom.
16.143. P15.
I'm so many laps
of
down,
fuel
it don't matter.
103.
Right, no problem.
On lap 91 of 175. Lap time 15.656. P15. Laps of fuel 102.
Josh, let me know when you get close.
On lap 92 of 175. Lap time 15.565. P15. Laps of fuel 100. On lap 93
I
of
spun out twice and haven't hit anything
175.
yet.
Lap time 15.550. P15. Laps of fuel 99. On lap 94 of 175.
15.464.
Lap time 15.617. P15. Laps of fuel 98. On lap 95 of 175. Lap time 15.628. P15. Laps of fuel 97.
I'll stay up
On
really
lap
high here,
96
Josh.
of
Go ahead.
175.
10-4, thank you.
Lap time 15.752. P15.
Noise is coming.
Laps of fuel 96.
Inside.
On lap 97 of 175.
Clear low.
Lap time 15.750. P15. Laps of fuel 95. On lap 98 of 175. Lap time 15.828. P15. Laps of fuel 94. On lap 99 of 175.
Gotta make quick work of these guys, Earl. I got him, man.
Lap
Right
time
there. All around.
15.867.
Inside.
P15.
Still
Laps of
inside.
fuel 93. On lap 100 of 175.
Clear low.
Lap time 15.871. P15. Laps of fuel 92. On lap 101 of 175. Lap time 15.764. P15. Laps of fuel 91. On lap 102 of 175.
Outside.
Lap time 15.902. P15. Laps of fuel 90. On lap 103 of 175. Lap time 15.968. P14. Laps of fuel 88. On lap 104 of 175.
Still there on your quarter outside.
Lap time 16.078. P13. Laps of fuel 87. On lap 105 of 175. Lap time 15.994. P13. Laps of fuel 86. On lap 106 of 175. Lap time 16.031. P13. Laps of fuel 85. On lap 107 of 175.
Inside, clear low. Inside.
Lap time 16.047.
Still there.
P13. Laps of fuel 84.
Clear.
On lap 108 of 175.
Still inside, clear low.
Lap time 16.111. P14.
Outside.
Laps of fuel 83. On lap 109 of 175.
Still there, clear, clear.
Lap time 16.132. P13. Laps of fuel 82. On lap 110 of 175. Lap time 16.042. P13. Laps of fuel 81. On lap 111 of 175. Lap time 16.027. P13. Laps of fuel 80. On lap 112 of 175. Lap time 16.028. P13. Laps of fuel 79. On lap 113 of 175. Lap time 15.999. P13. Laps of fuel 77. On lap 114 of 175. Lap time 16.028. P13.
Staying high time.
Laps of fuel 76. On lap 115 of 175.
Clear, Josh.
Thank you.
Just trying to figure out which way you wanted to go.
Lap time 16.078. P13. Laps of fuel 75. On lap 116 of 175.
Thank you, Nate.
Yep.
Lap time 16.126. P13. Laps of fuel 74. On lap 117 of 175. Lap time 16.210. P13. Laps of fuel 73. On lap 118 of 175.
Wayne, you want a high or you want me low?
I'd love it if you were low.
Lap time 16.230. P13. Laps of fuel 72.
Gracias.
On lap 119 of 175. Lap time 16.294. P13. Laps of fuel 71. On lap 120 of 175.
Clear if you need it. Outside. Still outside.
Lap time 16.326.
Clear.
P12. Laps of fuel 70. On lap 121 of 175. Lap time 16.349. P12. Laps of fuel 69. On lap 122 of 175.
That was dramatic.
Lap time 16.238. P12. Laps of fuel 67. On lap 123 of 175.
Body started moving in the car again.
Lap time 16.327. P12.
Hard knowing
Laps
where
of
I'm
fuel
at near
66.
the wall or not.
On lap 124 of 175.
He's on the bottom, he's on the bottom. Slowing on the bottom.
Lap time 16.309.
Earl, weed him through there.
P12.
Let's go.
Laps of fuel 65. On lap 125 of 175. Lap time 16.352. P12. Laps of fuel 64. On lap 126 of 175.
Outside.
Lap time 16.410. P12.
Outside.
Laps of
Clear
fuel
outside.
63. On lap 127 of 175. Lap time 16.670. P12. Laps of fuel 62. On lap 128 of 175.
You know what happened last
Lap
time you
time
did that?
16.411. P12.
Yeah,
Laps
man,
of
I
fuel
like to flirt with
61.
danger.
On lap 129 of 175. Lap time 16.431. P12. Laps of fuel 60. On lap 130 of 175.
Still outside. Still outside.
Lap time 16.408. P11. Laps of fuel 59. On lap 131 of 175. Lap time 16.470. P11. Laps of fuel 58. On lap 132 of 175. Lap time 16.311. P11. Laps of fuel 57. On lap 133 of 175. Lap time 16.490. P11. Laps of fuel 56. On lap 134 of 175.
Still outside. Clear.
Lap time 17.033. P11. Laps of fuel 55. On lap 135 of 175.
Deleted Insta 16.
Lap time 16.513. P11. Laps of fuel 54. On lap 136 of 175. Lap time 16.474. P11. Laps of fuel 53. On lap 137 of 175. Lap time 16.474. P11. Laps of fuel 51. On lap 138 of 175. Lap time 16.439. P11. Laps of fuel 50. On lap 139 of 175. Lap
Sorry,
time
Tom.
16.471.
No, Crisco, you're fine.
P11. Laps of fuel 49. On lap 140 of 175. Lap time 16.458. P11. Laps of fuel 48. On lap 141 of 175.
Deleted. Did 16.46.
Lap time 16.437.
Inside.
P11. Laps of fuel 47. On lap 142 of 175. Lap time 16.860. P11. Laps of fuel 46. On lap 143 of 175. Lap time 16.422. P11. Laps of fuel 45. On lap 144
Sorry,
of
Tom, I wasn't trying to block you, I was trying to
175.
cut you, right?
No, you're.
Lap time 16.490. P11. Laps of fuel 44. On lap 145 of 175. Lap time 16.540. P11. Laps of fuel 43. On lap 146 of 175. Lap time 16.401. P11. Laps of fuel 42. On lap
This is a good little battle for
147 of
7th and 8th here.
175.
Deleted. Did 16.3.
Lap time 16.461. P11.
Outside.
Laps of fuel 41.
You know it's coming.
On lap 148 of 175.
Sorry, John.
We're good. That's good, Crisco. Thank you.
Lap time 16.575. P11. Laps of fuel 40. On lap 149 of 175. Lap time 16.552. P11.
Still out there.
Laps of fuel 39. On lap 150 of 175. Lap time 16.491. P11. Laps of fuel 38. On lap 151 of 175.
Keep going, Brian.
Lap time 16.467. P11. Laps of fuel 37. On lap 152 of 175. Lap time 16.428. P11. Laps of fuel 36. On lap 153 of 175.
Deleted. Did 16.489. Earl.
Lap time 16.490. P11.
I want new
Laps
tires.
of fuel 35.
Yeah, Nate's
On lap
tires look nice, don't they?
154 of
They feel great.
175.
I was pretty sure he already passed us once.
Not a spot. Yes, not a spot. Clear.
Lap time
outside.
16.514.
Tried pitting at lap 60 the first time and
11.
the caution came out right when I was
Laps
coming
of
out.
fuel
So we'll try
34.
again.
On lap 155 of 175.
Clear high,
Here, Brian,
clear
I'll stay
high.
high to let you go by again here.
Lap
Hey,
time
Wayne, when you get around, I'll let you go here.
16.633. P11. Laps of fuel
Dan.
33.
I'm not catching you
On
very
lap
fast.
156 of 175.
I had to
Thank you,
take
my
a wave
button's not
around.
working.
Lap time 16.626.
Yeah, I figured.
So I'm
P11.
on older tires.
Laps of fuel 32. On lap 157 of 175. Lap time 16.510. P11. Laps of fuel 31. On lap 158 of 175.
Sorry, guys. You caught me on the outside.
Lap time 16.447. P11. Laps of fuel 30. On lap 159 of 175.
The lead is did a 16.417.
Lap time 16.421. P11. Laps of fuel 29. On lap 160 of 175. Lap time 16.452. P11. Laps of fuel 27. On lap 161 of 175. Lap time 16.837. P11. Laps of fuel 26. On lap 162 of 175. Lap time 16.577. P11. Laps of fuel 25. On lap 163 of 175.
Not really anywhere to go.
Yeah, I'll just stay up high.
Lap time
if you want.
16.549.
Passed me 3 times already.
P11. Laps of fuel 24.
So you didn't have to do that.
On lap 164 of 175. Lap time 16.562. P11. Laps of fuel 23. On lap 165 of 175.
The lead is did a 16.692.
Lap time 16.580. P11. Laps of fuel 22. On lap 166 of 175.
I'll stay low.
Thank you.
Inside. Clear.
Lap time 16.601. P11. Laps of fuel 21. On lap 167 of
Where do you want to go, Tom?
175.
Down low?
I'll be on the bottom here.
10 for it.
Lap time 16.629. P11. Laps of fuel 20. On lap 168 of 175.
Where do you want me, Dwayne?
Lap time 16.935. P11.
Still there.
Laps of fuel 19. On lap 169 of 175.
You're clear.
Lap time 16.709. P11. Laps of fuel 18. On lap 170 of 175.
We're going to give you 5 to go this time.
Lap time 16.589. P11. Laps of fuel 17. On lap 171 of 175.
The lead is did a 16.559.
Lap time 16.626. P11. Laps of fuel 16. On lap 172 of 175.
Good job, man. Don't change your line. They're going to move. Inside. Still inside.
Lap time 16.756. P11. Laps of fuel 15. On lap 173 of 175. Lap time 16.626. P11. Laps of fuel 14.
Outside.
On lap 174 of 175.
Right outside.
Nice work, D-Wayne. Good job.
Clear if needed.
Lap time
Guess I should
16.815.
Good race,
No,
Brad.
that was good.
P10.
You could-
Laps
you
of
guys
fuel
were
12.
perfect, thanks.
3,
On lap 2 of
I
236.
lost it twice. Not just once. I w-
1,
pinching it down,
592.
you know.
I
to
know,
go,
right in your
500.
line, yeah.
Yeah,
300.
Going
You're
underneath
200.
cars.
We're 10
Yeah.
Don't worry, Tom. John will take care of that.
Yeah.
0.
All right, go.
I might have a word or two myself.
I didn't even think that. Hey, I never even
you
hit
will,
anything.
buddy. I bet you will. Woo. Nice job there, Lagwagon.
Yeah, good job, top 3. I'll
Yeah,
talk
buddy,
to you
nice
guys Wednesday. Have a good week.
That's all.
Drive right through, Dad. That's a good-looking car. That's good, Josh. Wasn't sure when another one was gonna come.
Mike did a heck of a job on it.
Yeah, he's a good painter.
Mine was 0 in the middle. It's 300 degrees.